Welcome to another video. So this will be regarding SolidWorks. People that are using the keyboard within Solid, they can press various buttons by mistake. So if, for example, I will press V, we're going to see that within the mouse cursor, I will have the following selection filter active. So it's quite difficult to know exactly what this does, but in this case, V will be vertex selection only. As you can see, I can only select vertices over here. If I'm going to press X, this will actually be face selection, even though visually the mouse cursor will look the same, so it will have the same pink element to the right. This will now only allow me to select faces in this case. And also by default, if you're going to press E, this will be to filter only edges. In my case, I have E set to mate over here, as you can see, so I change the default key. Now, what actually happens, if I'm going to press F5, this will actually display on the bottom the selection filter, and these are the type of selection filter. So by default, filter edges will be E, and this will only allow us to select edges, as you can see over here. In this case, we're going to see that for circular cutouts, we're going to be able to select circles like this. Over here, we have the following 0, and I have the possibility to select all of those edges that will define that 0. This will be vertex selection. As you can see, this will be V hotkey, and we're going to see all of those points that will define the following shape in this case. For the 5, I'm going to see all of those edges. And we have the last one, which will be face surface. And this will allow me to only select faces. For example, I can select the inner surface over here for the 0 cutout or the one for 5. I can hold down Control to select both of those. Now, it's a little bit complicated because new people that are getting into Solid, they will press on the keyboard various elements, and these hotkeys are quite close to each other. So we see over here SolidWorks without any modifiers. This will be the hotkeys. So this will be filter edges, which will be E hotkey. This is the one that I change in order to have that to mate. We're going to have over here filter faces and filter vertices. Now this will also work with F5, which will toggle this filter toolbar. So within Solid, if you ever encounter this problem, keep in mind that you will need to press F5. This will enable the bottom filter tab. You can also right click and go over here within toolbar and activate it over here. So it will be the same as F5, and you will need to go ahead and manually click those out. Because, for example, with this selected, if I'm going to press V for vertex selection, we're going to see that I can enable it. In this case, if I'm going to press V again, that will also disable it. It will be the same with the others. So if I'm going to press X, this will enable filter face. I can select the faces. When I no longer want to use that, I can just press X and that will disable it. It will be the same with edge selection, so you need to double press E once to enable it and once again to disable it. But also keep in mind that if you're going to press F5, you can better visualize this selection toolbar over here, and you can see exactly what exactly you have over here selected. There is also the filter for surface bodies in this case, and as you can see, this will not have a hotkey. And there's also filter body solid. This will allow the selection of solid bodies only. And in this case, for the caliper, we're going to see the individual components. So this will select the slider. This will select the smaller one, this one for the base, and I'm going to have over here for the screws. And we can also filter the axis over here in this case, but then we can only select those. So this will not have hotkeys. Over here, we're going to have for planes, and we're going to have sketch points in this case. So those are more advanced filters, but I've noticed that most of the new people that are learning Solid, they will just press by mistake either E for edge filter selection, X for faces, or V for vertices, and they will then struggle to do various selections. especially when they are working with mating. And over here within mating, it's important to define either lines like this, where we're going to have the slider that will go on that, or the faces over here in order to have those constant. And over here as well for the circles, when we're going to align various elements that we want to be concentric. Okay, so this was an overview regarding filtering, filter selection within SolidWorks. I hope you enjoyed this content. You're going to find a similar video over here on the left side, and I will also add one subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.